All right, guys. So when I moved out to Thailand, initially my first impressions were I wasn't too impressed with the dating options. But since being here now going on 9 months, my impressions actually have changed quite a bit. And overall, my dating experience here in Thailand has been quite positive, I would say. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to mention something important. I did a video on this kind of explaining, but I'm going to touch on it again. And that is, moving forward, I want to keep dating and most of my personal life private. Over the years, I've shared quite a bit publicly on YouTube. And honestly, I think there needs to be a little bit of a healthier balance. So going forward, just again, it's possible that if I was dating somebody long term, you might see a glimpse of her, but never will she be on video like the camera in her face or even her getting an interview. And honestly, I've noticed that most of the Thai girls here are a bit more private than Filipinas. Filipinas were so open to getting onto video, but here, not as much, not as much. So I do want to protect what little piece I have left nowadays. And so moving forward, just keeping that part of my life private. But, I do really think Thailand is kind of an interesting place when it comes to dating, especially Bangkok. And especially when you compare it to places like the Philippines. In the Philippines, when you dated, you were dating Filipinas. That's it. You weren't dating anyone else. But here, specifically in Bangkok, well, you have a chance to date Filipinas. You have a chance to date women from Laos, women from Vietnam, even women who come around from different other parts of Asia to work here or live here, and even Western if that's your thing. So whenever you're online on a dating app, then, when you're swiping or selecting a profile, it may not just be a Thai girl. It might be a girl from somewhere else just living or working here in Thailand. And that is one advantage that Thailand has over some of the other places. And so that's what I am going to talk about in today's video. Stick around.
I'm tired of waiting here. Same four walls, same fading year. Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores.
So one thing I didn't realize until I've spent some time living here, and that is just how international Bangkok or Thailand really feels. I mean, there's so many tourists here. They are doing things, I think, that are going to restrict and lower tourism. We'll see what happens, but with the high fuel costs, they're going to change from a 60 to a 30-day visa-free over like 90 some countries right now. They're going to bring that back down to like 60 or 58 or whatever it is. DTV, they may change. Retirement visa, surprisingly, has not changed in probably the last good 10 years or so. And I will put out a video showing what I did to get my retirement visa. It's all done and processed now, but that's a whole other video. But Bangkok, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Phuket, they all can feel pretty international, and you have an opportunity to date more than just Thai girls if that's your thing. You meet people from everywhere, girls from Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, not so much anymore since the skirmishes on the border, but before you did. Vietnam, and also the Philippines, because a lot of people move out to Thailand because there's better opportunities for work. Hospitality jobs, restaurants, malls. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a store and a Filipino worker has come up to me. I'm like, oh, because they can bring that English into the country and they look for that. They don't have enough people in Thailand that really speak English well enough to work in some of these jobs. And so honestly, that creates kind of a unique dating environment here compared to the Philippines, where you meet mostly Filipinas. I mean, I don't even think I've heard of somebody dating a girl from any other place other than the Philippines while living in the Philippines. It just really doesn't happen. So you have a much bigger exposure to different cultures and personalities. And actually, I kind of enjoy that quite a bit. You learn different perspectives on relationships, family, communication styles, goals, lifestyles. I mean, you name it, it's just unique. And Thailand, I would say, feels more regional and international in that sense. And I think for some foreigners, they can really actually find that quite appealing. In fact, I run into foreigners all the time who are dating a Filipina, dating a girl from Laos, dating a girl from Myanmar. And so that is another facet of living in Thailand. Now, before we continue, I also want to mention today's sponsor, and that is AsianWives.com. Now, a lot of you watching my channel are interested in dating and relationships in Southeast Asia. And one thing I've realized about living in Thailand is Thailand attracts people from all over the region, not just Thailand. Again, you can meet women from Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and of course, Thailand. And that's one thing I actually find really interesting about living here. Thailand feels much more international within Southeast Asia. And if you're serious about meeting someone in a more intentional way, AsianWives.com is a platform specifically focused on connecting foreigners with Asian women who are interested in dating internationally and wanting long-term relationships. And what I like is it's not just focused on one country. You can connect with women from multiple cultures and backgrounds across Asia, depending on what kind of relationship you are looking for. But as always, guys, I'll say this: don't rush anything. Take time getting to know people and focus on genuine compatibility and shared values instead of fantasy. If you want to check it out, I will leave the link in the description and also the pinned comment. Back to the video. So back to privacy on YouTube. One thing I've learned over the years now on YouTube is the more public your relationship becomes, the more pressure it creates. People online, they start analyzing everything: your partner, your relationship, your age gap, your finances, your future. And eventually it can stop feeling like a real relationship and start feeling like it's just content for the internet. And that's honestly not what I want anymore. These days, I prefer peace, stability, privacy, and authenticity, much more than attention or views. And I just think some things in life are much healthier when they stay private. So while I may occasionally mention I'm dating someone or I'm in a relationship, I won't be turning my private life into content anymore. And honestly, I think that's a healthier balance. So my experience dating in Thailand, I have to say overall, it has been pretty positive, especially this last month, because this last month, before I really wasn't dabbling too much into the dating, and that was because I wasn't 100% sure I was going to stay in Thailand. I was pretty confident, but I wasn't 100% sure. But when I came back from Kenya, and now that I got my retirement visa, now it feels more permanent, and now I'm even ready to take on a 2-year lease at my next place. It now feels more like, okay, this is home. Now I can kind of get a little bit more serious about dating. So I've been dipping my toe into the water a bit more. And what I have noticed for me, compared to the Philippines anyways, dating for me feels more relaxed. People, I would say, are genuinely respectful. There's less pressure, and there seems to be more independence. They all have jobs, they all work, and that kind of takes a lot of pressure off. They all seem to have, they have their own transportation across town. They use the BTS, grab motorbikes, they have jobs, they have their own little apartments, and it's not usually conditions like the Philippines where you see where this Filipina lives and you're like, oh God, I feel so bad. Oh, I can't let her stay like that. I can't let her live like that. You know, I've been in situations like that where you feel sorry for them and you're like, God, I got to get her out of that situation. You want to be the knight in shining armor. But here, you don't feel like you have to be a knight in shining armor because their life is pretty okay already. And Thailand has a very modern lifestyle, like cities here, like Bangkok. You've got cafes everywhere, malls everywhere, modern condos, public transportation, international food, fitness culture, which I'm been getting into, and more privacy in daily life. And I think all of that kind of changes the dating experience too. I go to the gym, I grab coffee, explore neighborhoods, take weekend trips, everyday normal things. I've now go to the golf driving range. I've gotten into this health kick a little bit, and not just a diet, but more like a lifestyle change as far as my eating and working out. And honestly, that's more my speed nowadays. I'm not looking for the chaos or the drama anymore. And my life has really settled more here in the Thailand. Now, With that being said, Thailand is not some magical fantasy land. You still need common sense, healthy boundaries, emotional intelligence, financial awareness, because they can suck up your finances quickly here just as well as the US or Philippines or anywhere else for that matter. And I have learned, again, I say this all the time, women are women everywhere. Maybe different cultures, different language, but women are women. But there are amazing people here. And there are also people with bad intentions, like every place. And like I said, that's true anywhere in the world. And I think some foreigners arrive in Southeast Asia with some pretty unrealistic expectations. They think every woman wants a foreign boyfriend, and that is not the case whatsoever. Most Thai women that I have experienced are more focused on career, family, stability, education, and supporting relatives. And that's pretty much throughout Southeast Asia too. There's a much more higher importance. Now the Philippines, they didn't seem like they were as focused on work, but the rest, yes. So honestly, if you act desperate, arrogant, or transactional, people are going to pick up on that pretty quickly. And the healthiest relationship I've personally seen abroad happen slowly and naturally over time. Now, Thailand versus Philippines, as far as I'm concerned, I'll be honest, I have a lot of love for the Philippines and for Filipinas. It was a major chapter in my life, and it definitely always will be. And again, I've said this before, I won't live there again, but I certainly will visit. But Thailand for me definitely feels different. The Philippines for me often feels like it's more relationship focused quickly, more family integrated, like supporting the family, more emotionally expressive. And Thailand, again, feels more independent, more international, more modernized, definitely in some ways, and more private and anonymous. And neither one is, I would say, objectively better. It just depends on your personality and the lifestyle that you want. And for me personally, at this stage in my life, Thailand is a better fit, dating and everything. So at the end of the day, I think dating abroad works best when you stop chasing fantasies and start building a peaceful life for yourself first. I think that's the most important. Love where you're at, enjoy your life, and then bring a woman into it. Again, so for me, it was all about focusing on my health, my finances, my routines, my hobbies, and peace of mind. And then after that, you let relationships grow more naturally from there. And that's honestly where I'm at these days. I'm happy things are going well, but I also value keeping some parts of my life private now. And I think that balance is important. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you think Thailand offers a different dating culture than the Philippines? Comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late. Time keeps slipping away from us. Keep living like this. Away from us, away from us. Gio, let's go.